What is happening, everybody? Dirty D's out here kicking it in the kitchen today because today's going to be a little bit different video. We're going to take a quick break from our typical motorcycle content, although that will resume tomorrow night, Thursday night. We have a great discussion coming up with two really cool motorcycle builders right here on this channel, but that's not what this video is about. If you lost your job due to COVID, I want you to watch this video, and here's why. I think I've got enough gray in this beard to be able to speak on some things and enough experience, work experience and just life experience to kind of speak on some things that I want to get off my chest. So if you're one of these people who, 2020 has been the best of times and it's been the worst of times for a lot of folks, I want you to know that you're not alone. I'm right here with you guys, and so there are some things that you can do to prepare yourself in the event that this is going to happen. Or, hey man, how do you rebound? How do you get back on track if this has happened to you? So, this video, man, I tossed and turned a little bit on whether or not I was going to make this video. And I'm glad that I'm doing it. I'm very happy to share this with you, which is, dude, I'm now right here in the boat with you guys. So here's what I've found. And here are the discussions I've had with my friends and family at work. And we're a tight-knit group. The company that I've worked for, we had 250 people at one time, which is a very small company. First round of layoffs and furloughs, I think we got down to about 175 people. Then we went down to 65 people, and now it's really come down to a skeleton crew. If you end up getting laid off because of COVID, number one, don't let that change who you are or how you think about yourself. A lot of people identify with their jobs, but remember, you can take the dog out of the fight. You don't take the fight out of the dog. You are the same person. You're the same valuable person that you've always been. Only difference is you might have such a high value that they just couldn't afford your ass at this point. And maybe it's something that, they bring back and revisit at another time. Or maybe this is your time to fly, man. Your cage is open. It reminds me of the Pink Floyd song, and I was listening to it today, called Wish You Were Here. And, as they're going through this song or this story, they say, did you trade the walk-in part in a war for the lead role in a cage? Well, if you traded in your small walk-in part to be in the arena of excitement, and you traded that in to be the number one guy in the cage, your cage is open now. It's time for you to take what you've done and bring that out to the rest of the world. You are an unrestricted free agent. If you worked in a company or a corporation, organization, whatever, that had a non-compete clause, if you're having these discussions with your HR department, then you tell them, look, I feel like we've all become a family. I'm here for you guys anytime you need me back. I know you're here for me. I know you've got my back with letters of recommendation and words of encouragement or referrals on LinkedIn or whatever it is. Then you tell them this. I've worked in these industries for the last X number of years. That's where my experience is. And I know that this departure does not mean that our relationship is broken, but this is how I know how to make money. So I need you guys to release me from my non-compete clause, or at least loosen it up a little bit. Now, you can expect them to come back to you and say something like this. Well, if you go and work for one of our vendors or one of our clients or one of our competitors, why would they ever hire us to be in partnership with them? At which point you can say something like this, which I did. I said, I understand where you're coming from, but the little devil on my shoulder is saying, if they thought you were that big of a threat, you wouldn't be parting ways right now. And it's with all due respect, right? So here's another thing that a lot of people do. They'll send out these emails on their last day, and it's stuff like, hey, it was great working with everybody. Wanted you to know it was my last day, blah, blah, blah. Okay. If you're someone who's going to write an email like that, just remember this. Your last impression is your lasting impression. Inside, you're going to go through all those stages of grief. You're going to go through denial. You're going to say, well, maybe they'll call me back one day. You're going to be sad. You're going to be angry. You're finally going to accept it. When you're writing that letter, everything is still fresh, and you're going to feel angry. You're going to be pissed off. And rightfully so. But it's not, oftentimes in this situation, it's not the company you should be upset with. It's the situation. Everybody's going through this stuff, man. So here's what I would advise. If you're writing one of those letters, just start off by thanking the teams that you've worked with, how everything that you've accomplished would not have been possible without those teams. Sure, put your personal email address in there if you want to, but always, always, always thank the leadership, the ownership. Talk about how much better your life has been having been a part of that organization, that you've learned so much and that it's prepared you well for the next stages of your life. You can even say something in there about building the rest of your life based on the bedrock of experiences and knowledge that you got from this company. Here's what I'm getting at. Anytime you leave a company, don't burn bridges on your way out. Build bridges on your way out. And here's one of the big reasons why. With all this COVID stuff, a lot of great people are going to be out there in the job market. People that you've worked with are now, their cages are open and now they're going out into the job market. And you don't know who is going to be the boss of a company that you will be working for one day. Or you will be the boss and somebody's going to come in and apply and you're going to know who this person was. And if they left your company with nothing but sour grapes, no gratitude, no, hey man, let's not be sad because it's over, let's smile because it happened, that kind of thing. And I know it's a little bit cheesy, but you know what? We got to stay positive, because no matter what happens, you have to believe in your very core that the best is yet to come and that only you can make that happen. Now look, here's some other things that you're going to want to consider. If you get laid off, all right, you're going to have to think about some real deal situations like insurance. Okay, so with insurance, what I found is that the insurance I got from the outside, I was able to find $311 a month, no deductible, $10 copay for me and my two boys. And my girl, she gets her insurance through her work because they do a different deal. But dude, $311 a month? I was paying almost $400 a check. So that was like $800 a month. So I'm saving big time there. Here's another thing to consider, right? And I'm not going to make a judgment call on this. This is completely up to you. But when it comes to unemployment benefits, right? It's, again, completely up to you. Nobody knows your situation, just like nobody knows mine, so nobody can ever, judge you for whatever. Just a couple things to consider. I'm going to give you both sides. One is the person who says, there's no way in hell I'm ever going to go on any kind of government assistance. I got too much pride. I don't believe in those type of programs. There's another side that says, you know what? I paid into this program my entire working life, and now when I need it, it's here for me. I'm not going to make a judgment call for you either way. Only you can make that call. But what I will say is this. The bills don't stop coming in. And you might be able to get a hold of your mortgage company or your car company and defer your payments. Get a little bit of a deferral. They'll put them off to the end. They'll tack that on to your bill, your contract, or whatever. There are a lot of different ways to do it. But think about this. Certain programs are here for you to take advantage of at your convenience. Don't listen to anybody else who says to do it or to not do it. Only you can make that decision. Here's the other thing I would say. Think about your resources, right? How many different streams of revenue can you come up with? I'm going to be posting up some things in the next few months, and you guys are going to look at them and be like, come on, dude, are you serious? And yeah, I mean, look, the more stuff you throw at a wall, something's going to start to stick. I'm in a fortunate position because I saw the writing on the wall. We had some very open conversations in my company, and we said, look, everybody on this call, get your resumes together. Get your contacts together. Do what you need to do to set your family up for success if the worst case scenario happens and we need to take a break in the company. So what I did was I invested in myself and started taking classes online to get a certain state certification that I can use for the rest of my life. And in fact, I'm happy to say that I finished my very last class on what turned out to be my last day of employment with the company I was with for 11 and a half years, man. And I love those people with all my heart. I know that it goes both ways. I have already been contacted and they said, look, man, we're going to put some money in the budget to get you back in to do some work with us when things start warming back up. Fantastic. But at that point, I'm already going to be rolling. I'm already going to be well on the way to making the second half of my life even better than the first. So when that call comes, and I expect it to come, the ball's going to be in my court to take it or leave it. The ball's going to be in my court to call the shots at that point. And they wouldn't want to have it any other way. That's how a real family feels. They would have nothing but 100% support for me, just like I have 100% support for you. So I want you to go away from this video knowing this. We talk about support on this channel. Honest to goodness, true support is what I have for you. So if you find yourself in this position and you feel like you need somebody to talk to, I'm not the guy with all the answers, but I will lend an ear. I will listen to you. And I might even tell you some of the experiences that I've had and things that I'm doing to kind of get through this hump. So yeah, we're all in this thing together. We say it so often, and now it really happens. So this is real talk from me to you. I don't want to see anything in the comments about, hey man, I'm sorry to hear it. Yeah, nobody's as sorry to hear it than me. This job has taken me all around the world, as you've seen. A lot of that, I've been able to travel all throughout Europe, Australia, the United Arab Emirates, throughout the United States. A lot of people ask me, well, what the hell do you do for work? For the last 11 and a half years, I have worked for a consulting company that was deep into the tourism industry. Hotels, rental cars, theme parks, and all of those industries are drying up. So my new certification that I'm getting will be in an essential market, one that is never going away. One of the oldest professions, not that oldest profession, although if things come down to it, you might see me on Cherry Street kicking it. All right, peeps. Man, just know one thing. I love each and every one of you. We're all in this thing, trying to make the most of it. Set yourself up for success. Plant those seeds that are going to grow. And remember, you can make the second half of your life even better than the first. And the first half was pretty damn good. That little bit of fear that you're feeling right now, some of it's fear, some of it's excitement. Have you ever wondered what you would do if you didn't have that job? Those parts of your job that were like nails on the chalkboard, you had to drag yourself through doing those pieces. Well, guess what? You don't have to do those pieces anymore. You have a clean slate. It's up to you. And I don't want to hear any excuses about, oh, I'm too old, or I'm too this, or I'm too that. You have the time. Do it. Did you ever want to open a business? Do it. Did you ever want to write that book? Do it. Now's the time to do it, folks. So I'm going to keep you up to date on what I'm doing, man. It was one hell of a job. Very rewarding. So rewarding to the point that the amount of severance that I'm getting from it, which is a fraction of what I should have received, only because of the state of the company. So I went ahead and accepted it, but it's gonna let me pay this house off, man. I mean, heck, I'm already within striking distance, so my biggest bill will be gone. Next thing I'm gonna do is start working on my second biggest bill and get that knocked out. And I have a goal that within 3 years, the only bills I will have will be insurance and what else? Insurance and taxes. You can't forget about the taxes, brother. So I have this plan that within the next 3 years, the only bills I will have are insurance and taxes. Yeah, of course you've got your utilities and things like that, but the house is going to be paid, man. I'm going to do a video on that. And yeah, I'm taking a lot of money out of the bank to get that done, but it's going to help me save about $1,500 a month. I want to know what your plans are. And by the way, if you want to holler at me, please go ahead and do so. You can contact me anytime through Facebook. If you have Facebook, FaceTime me. I'm at Tom Dees, D-E-E-Z. Just look up Tom Dees. You're going to find me there. It's the exact same picture I have on YouTube, which is me on my motorcycle. That's where we all should be anyway. Speaking of, I'm going to get the heck out of here. If you have lost yours, man, take a day or two. Breathe, rest, chill for a second. You deserve it. You've been working your butt off. Then regroup, put your plan down on paper, and start taking those steps. All right, peeps, don't forget, I'll see you tomorrow night right here on this channel. We're going to have a great discussion live where you can actually phone in. I'd love to talk to you. All right? Two great bike builders. All right, we'll see you then. Peace out.